Today we'll be describing the semi-permeable nature of a phospholipid bilayer.
The lipid bilayer consists of two layers of phospholipid. The phospholipid layer consists of a hydrophilic head and hydrophobic tail. The hydrophobic tails face inward and the hydrophilic head faces outwards towards the water. This makes the lipid bilayer amphiphilic because it has both polar and nonpolar regions. The bilayers also consist of integral membrane proteins, which are embedded in the membrane, and peripheral proteins, which lie outside the membrane.
Hydrophobic molecules are nonpolar molecules. If you break down the word, phobic sounds like phobia. Hydrophobic molecules have a phobia or fear of water and are not soluble in H2O. Examples of common hydrophobic molecules include oils, alkanes, and fats. Any molecule rich in carbons and hydrogens tends to be hydrophobic, for example, octane. On the contrary, hydrophilic molecules are water-loving. These molecules are polar and are soluble in water. Examples of hydrophilic molecules include water or acetic acid.
The four factors that determine permeability of a molecule are lipid solubility, molecule size, polarity, and charge. In simple diffusion, small, non-charged molecules or lipid-soluble molecules enter and cross through the lipid membrane. The smaller molecules, like water, can easily pass through, while larger molecules, such as glucose, have a harder time passing and take a long time. Facilitated diffusion is the transport of larger or polar molecules across the lipid membrane by means of carrier proteins.
Molecules that cannot diffuse across the membrane are transported via ion channels in carrier proteins. Channel proteins create pores through the membrane which allow ions such as sodium and potassium to pass through. Carrier proteins bind and transport molecules which undergo a conformational change that open channels through which the molecule can pass through the membrane. During active transport, proteins embedded in the membrane pump molecules into and out of the cell using ATP as an energy source. The sodium-potassium pump is an example of active transport.